What's going on, party people? Today we are going to be testing out something pretty cool. So you might have remembered that there were some combat hot fixes coming, or not hot fixes, but patches, whatever, just to make the quality of life of some stuff easier. And one of those things is you can use area loot while still PVMing, which makes some things very, very easy. So today we're going to test out a couple of those things just to see how much better they are. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go try Capsarius in my personal own Slayer dungeon or player owned Slayer dungeon, whatever you call that. Because to be honest, the only thing that ruined this method for me was constantly having to just watch out for keys. But now I can have my area loot constantly open and just not have to worry about running over and picking stuff up off the ground. And while this may not seem like a huge issue to me, this is going to make this method a whole lot better. So let's go. So for any of you that don't know, I have captured, I think it's 4. Yeah, it's only 4 Capsarius souls, and I have put them in my player owned Slayer dungeon, which you need 99 Slayer to do. Basically, you drink an aggro potion, you call your legendary familiar, which I have to do. He'll pick up some stuff for you too. Although I don't even know that that's necessary anymore, to be quite honest with you. Like we'll just see how tight the grouping can get. But you drink an aggression potion and you just AFK. That's really about it. I am going to put on my equilibrium aura. I'm using a Zerite bow and my warp rays. Don't flame me. I know this isn't bad gear, but this isn't something I intended on doing today, but the update hit and I was curious, so let's get in. All right, this is pretty cool so far. So you can see right here that I'm basically collecting in this little square box right here, which is totally nice. As long as they don't wander outside of that, we'll be good to go. But all the loot that drops to the ground just automatically appears and I just keep on fighting. And that is it. If I want coins, I click on my coins, I took them, we're good to go. So yeah, this is by far one of the coolest quality of life updates I've seen in a minute. 2 keystones, give it up, Jamflex, let's go. But yeah, I mean, as you can see there, the keystones just appear in my little loot box and we're good to go. So I want to show you guys the news post just in case you're not familiar with this update so I can explain it a little bit better. All right, so this right here is the news post. So the area loot interface no longer closes when walking around, periodically updates when walking around and an NPC drops loot, which is kind of what we were seeing there when I was walking back and forth, and closes itself after moving more than 10 tiles since it updated. So if you're doing Slayer, let's say you're doing Ascension members like Capsarius like I'm doing, or you're doing something like Abyssal Demons, which I actually really want to try out with this now, and you're standing in one square constantly, Slayer tasks like that, this kind of just makes it an absolute dream. And then Auto Retaliate is no longer disabled while the loot interface is open. That is the biggest deal right there, because you used to not be able to auto retaliate while you had the interface open, which was super annoying because you'd have to open it, loot everything quick, hop back into combat. But there's also a really, really big one that is going to change the game in a way that you might not notice for players that use Revolution. And that's going to be this right here. Revolution combat mode will now fire off abilities more consistently after using a channeled ability, bringing it more in line with full manual mode. This means that there used to be a delay when you used to use a channeled ability such as snipe. After you'd use snipe, there'd be, I don't know, what was it, like a 3-tick delay or something before the next ability would be used. So it brought your DPS down. You could have fit in another ability right after that, which was the reason people like to use full manual. Well, this is no longer the case, and I kind of want to show you that. So for anybody wondering, I just made 3 mil in 12 minutes testing something. Okay, so to demonstrate this next part about the whole Revolution channeled ability bit, I'm going to attack one of these training dummies, and you will be able to see that now, right after it uses snipe, it'll use another ability after snipe hits. So let's just let my character do the explaining here. All right, so he snipes. Well, actually, he first got an auto attack, but then right after that, he used whatever this is called, dazing shock. Yeah, sorry, I'm noob. All right, so we're gonna snipe again. Snipe hits, and we're immediately using the next ability. So here, I'm gonna let out a rapid fire. You can see rapid fire's just about to run out. There we go. And another ability into the snipe into the dazing shot. So you can see that this is going to increase people who use Revolution's DPS quite a bit, because you're not having that constant delay in between every channeled ability you do, especially if you're one of the people who just attacks a boss and lets Revolution do the work. So this update is absolutely nasty. And another little sneaky thing that they added in here is if you have 500 boss kills, you can go ahead and unlock the ability to reset the cooldowns of all of your abilities when you use the Altar of War. So I'm going to unlock that right now. The Altar of War, if you don't know, is this big pink crystal thing over here inside of the PVM hub or War's Retreat. Click on that, and now all of my abilities have been reset. So if you Zerk or something and you have to tally out of a kill or what have you, come back to the Altar of War, pray on it, and all of your ability cooldowns are reset. It is worth noting as well that the cooldown reduction also applies to gear effects like crackling. So if you pray at the Altar of War, crackling will now refresh. Speaking of which, the crackling perk now triggers on the next attack after the cooldown ends rather than immediately. So for places like Araxor, where he's inside of the web shield and your crackling goes off, it's a super bad time. Or let's say you're at Nex and you're just starting blood phase and she's siphoning off the blood reavers and your crackling goes off, which has happened to me countless times. That really shouldn't happen anymore. With the next example, I'm gonna have to test that just to see if charging a snipe during that phase still triggers it, but I guess we'll find out. And the very last thing I wanted to touch on for this video today, just in case you don't read the news posts, is there is a new spring event going on. Gathixian butterflies are back, so you can catch them for all kinds of good XP in your lowest skill. There's this freaking thing that you click on and you run around it. Look at that. That is some good training, guys. There are also stations for a whole bunch of other skills such as cooking, herb lore. This stone also does agility. You can do crafting, prayer in this stone. Yeah, I mean, this is basically just super AFK training. And then if you talk to this lady over here, Therisk, you can buy a whole bunch of different stuff, such as, it looks like there is 2 different outfits here, the butterfly and the crux. And then there's an unlockable title of all of a flutter as well. And you can also get XP lamps, stars, event mystery boxes, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure from what I've heard that the best value is the event mystery boxes, but I'm not 100% sure. I think people still have to test that one, but the general rule of thumb is just to do that one from previous events, I mean. So yeah, cool. I think we've covered all there is to see with that update. It was a big one, believe it or not. That just changes a whole lot of stuff, and I felt like I should make a little bit of a video just in case you weren't aware of that, especially because I feel like a lot of you are Revolution users and a lot of that stuff will benefit you as well. So thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a great rest of your day. Get hopping around this big, I don't even know what the hell this is, but go ahead and be like these people. Okay, bye.